Hello mood readers, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video of what I was doing last weekend. I didn't actually record anything, which is why I didn't have one, because we were away at a convention. We did 2 of them, and we visited some football stadiums and stuff along the way in the places that we were at, so it was really cool. But I wanted to go over some things that I bought at the convention and some of the things that we did. If you want some footage of the conventions themselves, I will link Tim's channel down below. Our friend Tim, we went with our housemates, as we usually do. We went with them to these conventions, and he recorded quite a bit of stuff around the conventions and who they got to meet and stuff. I didn't record anything at the conventions. I was honestly too busy looking around and just getting super excited about all the stuff. I'm going to be going over, like I said, some books that I bought just before we left, because I didn't actually do a haul. I was only getting like a few in at a time, like the pre-orders that I had. There's only really 2 books anyway that I got just before we left. Then I will take you to a fun bookstore. I wish I got more footage, but it was super busy. So you'll see some of that footage. It was so cute, and I can't wait to go back. It was honestly really cool. I wish, like I said, I wish I could have gotten more, but it was so busy in there and there were so many people. It honestly felt a little bit awkward filming in there. I will give you what I have of it and the books that we bought there. So why don't we start with all of the books? So as for the books that I got before we left, I got one so that I could start reading it, and I knew April was close to finishing it because she started it just before. But with the book club on Rachel's Discord, I will link her channel down below, we were reading Watermoon, and I loved the original cover a lot, and I have the Illumicrate. I did an unboxing of that one, but April was reading that, and I liked the original cover, but then I remembered that Owlcrate did this stunning version, and I'd forgotten about it, and it was still available, so I kind of splurged and got the Owlcrate version. I just love this. It's so beautiful, and I wanted to start it as soon as I could, even though I thought it might be a quick read, but the end paper art is gorgeous. Just everything about this is gorgeous. I'm just using that as my excuse for having bought this book a second time, because April enjoyed it. She read it and she finished it by now, and I am on part 3. I'm really enjoying it. I'm in love with this. It's beautiful. And the Illumicrate is very pretty as well. The Illumicrate is very beautiful too. A lot of color pop, and the inside is very pretty. I do adore this hardback though. Oh, it's beautiful. And now I know the context for some of this stuff, and it's actually, they're both very well done, and I applaud these versions. Oh, and then here's more in the back of this. So this was the Illumicrate version. April was reading this, and I wanted to start sooner, so I figured that it would be a good excuse to buy another pretty book, because why not? And as I said, I'm really enjoying this. It is just beautiful, whimsical, gorgeous. I can't wait to read more. Almost done, So the next book that I got is one also, we got this while we were gone, and it was my pre-order for Buffalo Hunter Hunter. This is the Barnes & Noble edition. It's got some extra content in the back. I'm very excited for this one. I do love Stephen Graham Jones' writing. My favorite of his is still The Only Good Indians, but I do love some of the other novellas that I've read a lot. My Heart is a Chainsaw I did like, but I didn't read the rest of the trilogy yet, but I'm so excited for this one. I can't wait. to read it. I've been waiting for this one. This year has some pretty big books that I've been waiting for. Oh, this one's signed also. This is a beautiful edition and I can't wait to start it. I did see this while I was out. I did get a peek at the physical version while I was waiting for my copy. And now I'm going to throw in whatever footage I have for this bookstore. It's in a little village and it is just adorable. It's called the Book Loft. I bought this coffee cup here. It's in Columbus, Ohio. It's just adorable. So enjoy this footage, and then after that, I will tell you about the books that I got. Adorable, right? The whole vibe of the place was absolutely awesome. It was so busy, which I'm happy about, because I always love to see people enjoying going to buy books, because who doesn't? But I also wish that we had hit it at a better time and that I could get a little bit more, because it's like 32 rooms of books. That's a lot. And they were everywhere. There were little nooks and crannies that were tucked away that had things, and there was merch hanging like up on the walls and everything. So for the first book, we grabbed this Ernest Cline book. April was looking at it, and they happen to have a signed copy, and it was like 5% off. This is the author of Ready Player One. I never actually read the second book for that, and I think I might have not completely finished Ready Player One. But I know April was looking at this. Grab this copy for her. And next, they had signed copies of Sylvia Moreno Garcia. So, of course, I'm going to get it. The Seventh Veil of Salome. I did not get to read this one yet. I was thinking about either a digital copy or on audio. I was going to pick it up. I still have some that I need to read also as far as backlist. But I'm pretty caught up with some of the newer stuff. Absolutely an auto-buy author. I just hadn't gotten to this one yet, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I was actually able to find a signed copy. So I'm so excited for this year. The Bewitching. Definitely check out Sylvia Moreno Garcia. My favorite of hers is still Mexican Gothic. It's just very atmospheric, very creepy. Love the character writing. Every book I've read by Sylvia Moreno Garcia has like excellent atmosphere. One of my favorite things about reading is getting sucked into the setting of the story, or just having like very good character work. Every book I've read, I've enjoyed. I'm so happy. If you have read some Sylvia Moreno Garcia, what's your favorite? I still have to get to Velvet Was the Night and older backlist. I can't wait. So excited. And next, they had some pretty great deals there. There were some deals that were just really hard to pass up. I enjoyed the other book by this author. I thought it was pretty good, and I wanted to pick this up because I did see this somewhere else. So I was like, oh, I recognize that cover, and I recognize a little bit of the synopsis. But that's going to be Moonbound by Robin Sloan. And I mean, $9 for a hardcover. I'm kind of really excited. I can't wait to see what this one has in store for it. I'll read the synopsis for you. It's actually not very long. So, it is 11,000 years from now. A lot has happened, and yet a lot is still very familiar. Ariel is a boy in a remote village under a wizard's rule. Like many adventurers before him, Ariel is called to explore a world full of eye-popping discoveries and challenges. Unknown enemies, a mission to rescue the world, a girl, here as they say be dragons. But none of this happens before Ariel encounters an entity from an earlier civilization, a sentient, sensitive artificial intelligence with a special perspective on all of human history, who becomes both Ariel's greatest ally and our narrator. If you've read this, let me know. I'm curious as to your thoughts on it. Okay, and this next one, I'm not going to apologize for myself. It is going to continue until I run out of books to read. But I happened to grab a copy of T. Kingfisher's A House with Good Bones. I really like this cover, and it was also $9. So just at this point, just give me all of the T. Kingfisher that I haven't read, and then I will probably reread The Hollow Places. I am ready for all of the T. Kingfisher. That's about it. So I believe this is Haunting Southern Gothic. I cannot wait to read this one as well. I'm still going along. I'm almost done with Paladin Strength. I'm in like the upper 90s percentage wise, so I am almost done with that. I still love them a lot. So they are just hitting that sweet spot, and I love the writing. I love how much fun they are, and there's something about them. They're just so comfortable, so cozy, even though they all have a darker edge to them, and it's a lot like what I do love also about Aaron A. Craig's books is even though they feel cozy, there is a dark edge, and I do love that like a lot. It just feels like a comfort read, but then it's also pretty dark and could be pretty grim. So I am excited to read this one. That's all I've got to say. I wasn't leaving without a T. Kingfisher. Come on. Especially $9. Why would I pass that up, to be honest? I do like this cover a lot. It is like really cool. I can't wait to get the sticker off here. So it's a nice little stack of books here. And I did get some bookish things, but I also got some other things. So I will get into those now. So I did buy some prints from some of the artists there. They're actually all downstairs. Some of the best artists that we buy from all the time were there, and they're just so nice and they're so amazing, and I can't wait to see them again at another convention. One of them is very relevant to the book world, and that is Ghoulish Gary. I don't know if you recognize the name, as if you might not have looked them up, but Gary has done the most recent 3 paperbacks that were released together, The Shining, Carrie, and Salem's Lot. So I do love Gary's artwork. Let me actually get those for you real quick. Okay, so I have those here for you. These are all artwork by Gary Pullen, who is Ghoulish Gary on Instagram. You can find him. But he did these 3 covers for Stephen King. And they're just beautiful covers. He always has such great artwork. We actually got a Children of the Corn for the movie print, and Warren actually picked up Candyman this time. There were only a few of them left, and he's kind of been, what, should I or shouldn't I kind of pick it up? But he finally picked that one up. We did grab a few prints from Matt Ryan Tobin, who is amazing. He's done some great artwork on a lot of things, and he's just a great person. So any of these artists, a lot of these artists do sometimes tend to go into books, or they do artwork on movie covers, or movie steelbooks. So it's always great to kind of go ahead and look at who's done some of the artwork, especially if you really like it. They might have done other books, or it's great to keep on your radar sometimes to find other kinds of books. I did that with Seidman art. David Seidman does some outstanding artwork, and a lot of times I miss the drops they're gone before I could get any prints, but I do have some of his artwork on books. We did 2 conventions. We did Fan Expo Cleveland and we did Horrorhound, and they were both fun, both very different in terms of the people that we got to meet. We got a pop signed, it's down, I left it downstairs, but we got a pop signed of the demon from Insidious, and he is also the composer. I got super nervous and I couldn't remember words or how to use them, so he was very nice listening to me ramble and talking very sweetly back to me. But his name is Joseph Bishara. Like I said, nice, very nice. And at Horrorhound, the only thing that we got to do other than meet Joseph Bishara was to have a photo op with Spencer Charnas of Ice Nine Kills. We met him at another horror convention and had him sign a vinyl, but this time we did a photo op. It was very quick. They don't do retries for pictures, so I took my glasses off just in case I was not looking in the correct direction. I didn't want the glare, so I just took my glasses off. He gave us both fist bumps, loved our shirts because they were horror, and he was very nice. And we actually had more of a conversation at the table with the signing, and again, it's just very nice. So he's really cool in person. We got to see them live before. One of these days we will make their convention, the Silver Screen convention. We also got to meet Troy Baker, who I kind of felt more nervous with and just got to say nothing. But he was also very nice. And then they had a bunch of other vendors who were there for horror things. I ended up getting a Courage the Cowardly Dog shirt because I do love Courage the Cowardly Dog. I grew up watching this, and when I saw it, you don't see too much of it, so sometimes when I see it, I'm like, oh my god, it's Courage. I don't know if that makes me weird or not, but Tim and April also got us a signed pop from the artist, Jeff Brennan, and it was at one of the vendors. Some of them have full-on stores, so some of them will travel if they're close enough. This was from Fan Expo in Cleveland, and then we did Horrorhound, which is where I got this. So a little bit of Courage everywhere. And Tim and April also really love us because we spotted another vendor, and Warren was like, don't look. But Tim and April actually got me a little fairy door. Looks like a hobbit hole door. It's made very well. And these vendors were on Etsy also, so I thought it was very well made. It's very cute. I can't wait to put it up on my shelves right next to my Lord of the Rings stuff, because it does look a lot like a hobbit door, but there were all different kinds and colors of the fairy doors, but I really happen to like the green quite a bit, so I thought that this was really neat and very cute. The Etsy store is called Hidden Worlds. If you wanted to go check out their stuff. They had some other things there at the table that were just really cute. And next, I'm going to include some footage too after this, but we ate at a few different restaurants that were really cool. The first one was it was called the Haunted House Restaurant, this cup, because we actually got a drink out of this. It was really cool. It was called the Hellraiser, because why wouldn't you get a big, gigantic drink called the Hellraiser? The food was great. Everything was themed really neat. Everybody was dressed up, and they had some purge sounds going on. There were some parties, anniversaries, what have you. It was busy in there. We actually ate at the bar because it was so busy, but so worth it. I do believe Tim got maybe a little more footage than I did. I mostly just it was super crowded, so he did a better job getting specific angles and everything. So like I said, if you could go check out his video if you want to see more on the conventions. And next, we all know that I love Pokemon. The shelf over there just has a ton of Pokemon. I thought these were very cute, and they're made out of little stones. So I picked these up, and then I picked up this little card holder. You do put the screws in up here, and it'll hold one card inside of, like, you can put it in a sleeve. It will fit a penny or even one of the Pokemon sleeves, because I had an extra Eevee, so I threw that one in there, and I got the Umbreon. I thought that this was really cute. And that place is actually called Under the Covers. So they had some really neat stuff. So thank you so much for joining me this time. If you've made it this far, put a stack of books for this awesome stack of books we got from the book loft. I definitely really want to go back. Oh, hey buddy, don't fall back there. I definitely want to go back to that bookstore another time and look around even more. It was so cool, but definitely very crowded at the time we did end up making it there. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.